6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Good evening, good early evening, everyone, and welcome to Covenant Christian High School for Speedway and Covenant Christian Girls Volleyball on this fine Wednesday, 2nd day of September. And it is the second game in a row for Covenant Christian, looking to rebound from an evening last night where they did not go so well against Heritage Christian. But today is a new day and a new opponent. And alongside Anthony Gully, I'm Jonathan Mathis, and we're thrilled to be here with you to bring you this volleyball game on Indiana SRN. Covenant Christian has been on a bit of a losing skid of late. They've lost 6 games in a row. They haven't won they've surrendered the last 7 sets in a row as well. So they're looking to win their first one of those and get back into the win column against Speedway. Speedway is 3-4. They just won their last game on senior night against Ben Davis. Speedway has 4 seniors this year, which is 1 more than last year, and they sent their seniors, or celebrated their seniors, on a pretty triumphant note when they crushed the Ben Davis Giants 3-0. But this is a new opponent that's a familiar territory. These two schools quite close to each other, just 2.9 miles away. And if Anthony Gully and I were trying to drive that, it'd take us about 8 minutes. But if you were Marco Andretti, for example, setting the pole at Indianapolis at over 231 miles an hour, you could make that trip in 45 seconds. And we'll get Anthony Gully's response in less than that. Anthony, welcome to the game.
Hello, I'm excited to be here tonight. Excited to watch some good volleyball. Looking forward to a competitive matchup with 2 teams that pretty much square up head-to-head on paper to be a nice 4-set match at least.
So you were in the booth for the Covenant Christian game last night. What are some takeaways and positives for Covenant Christian? It's been a bit of a struggle. They've had a lot of success in program history, even recent program history. But this has been a bit of a topsy-turvy season. What can they build on from last night?
You know, last night was not the greatest night for them, but they were competitive. You know, going in to place the number 2A number 1 team and defending state champion Heritage Christian, you would think that they were going to get the floor swept with them, but actually they were in it. They got that second game to 15. They were in it every game until at least the late into it. So I was really impressed with them. They pass well, they serve well, they communicate well. They just had some minor errors that I think come from inexperience, but I think that's going to help them tonight to bounce back and hopefully get a W.
The lack of experience is definitely something that is more prominent with Covenant Christian than Speedway. Speedway is typically in that boat, but Covenant Christian, just 2 seniors on their active roster at the moment, but it's a junior who's the Pistons for that engine. Katie Notter has been fantastic this season.
Yeah, I mean, she has been a stud for them, racking up kills, assists, aces. I mean, you name it, she does it. That's the kind of leader that you want on a team and help you build your program as in the right direction. As I'm telling you, from last year to this year, they have been a night and day difference, and I think that her atmosphere, her energy, her excitement, her enthusiasm, her great volleyball play, that's building the team and helping them get better each and every day.
And even her willingness to play out of position. Head coach Brooke Benke, she spoke before the game saying that Notter is a natural libero, but she's been playing at every other spot. And if you're a head coach, you want to see you have someone that versatile who's willing, even though she's getting college looks at a different spot. She's playing out of position to help the team.
I mean, that's what an all-star volleyball player does. You can play any part on the court if you're a natural at the game, and she definitely is a natural in the game of volleyball.
Speedway's got several impressive players to look out for. We'll peg one right now. Brooke Hartman, one of the 4 seniors. She wears number 21. She's got some tremendous flexibility, and she's a pretty impressive, got a great nickname, and she adds a lot to that back end of the defense.
I mean, she's leading the team in digs with 133 the last time that I checked, and she leads them in aces as well. She is a leader on the team as well. I mean, that senior leadership really helps out when it comes to getting that volleyball team to ready and prepared for battle.
Yeah, the backcourt ninja is going to add a lot to Speedway in this game. Both of their head coaches, Sadie Flume for Speedway, Brooke Benke for Covenant Christian, are alumna of their schools that they're currently leading. And that adds a little something special. Both of them reflected on it. Sadie Flume said that she would tear up each game when her first year as a head coach at Speedway. You have that familiarity with the program. Not only have they played the sport, but they played in the same uniforms that their their teams played in, and that adds a pretty strong familiarity between those two units.
Yeah, nothing like going back to your alma mater to help them successfully be successful in the game, and that's one thing that you want. I think you have a little bit more pride in the program if you've been through the program yourself and you want the program to be successful.
Coming up next on Indiana SRN, Speedway and Covenant Christian Girls Volleyball. We'll see you in a couple moments.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Welcome back, everyone. We'll take a little peek at the starting lineups for this evening's matchup between Covenant Christian and Speedway. Covenant Christian enters this matchup. Their starting six is a familiar one, at least in the serving order. We'll go from Roman numeral, there we go, number 1 down to the VI. Number 2, Katie Notter is the leader of this unit. She's the senior. She'll be serving first. Evie Dart is the younger sister of her teammate. She's a freshman, 6-footer, tallest player on the team. She's very impactful, especially on that front line. The third server is number 3, Danny Newport, a sophomore. She's really good up front, versatile, has a pretty swing is how that was described to us, and she can play from the middle out. Up there in number 4 spot, number 7, Willow Smith. No relation to Willow Smith, the singer, not the same person. She's a junior at Covenant Christian. Bella Dart is in the 5 hole. She sometimes wears number 22, sometimes number 1. We'll see which jersey she's wearing, if she's the libero or not. And then Abby Langford is the 6-hitter. She is another sophomore, very young unit, 5'6". You'll see a couple subs coming in. I believe Lily Koltoff, the junior, will be starting at least positionally in that 4, but it will be Willow Smith serving for Covenant Christian. For Speedway, Maddie Golden, one of the leaders on the team, will be leading off in the 1 hole. Number 2 is Audrey Zori. She's the main setter on the team. You expect to see her in the game a lot. Maddie Barnes is 3rd. She wears number 10. She's a senior, the moral leader of the team, and she's been a multi-time captain. We talked about her earlier, the backcourt ninja, number 21, Brooke Hartman. She's serving 4th, and she's one of the leaders on the team in just about everything. She is the leader when it comes to aces as well. The 5th server is Melinda Bryant, a junior. She wears number 24, followed by number 22, Kendall Short, the most consistent server for the Speedway Sparkplugs. So we have Covenant Christian in black, Speedway in white. And we're getting ready to go, Anthony Gully.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. On paper, they are pretty evenly matched, like we said before. But if I had to give an advantage to someone, I'm going to give it to Speedway. But, I hope Covenant Christian proves me wrong and comes out and plays some good volleyball, especially after last night. Hopefully they learned some things. They talked about it, and they were able to make some adjustments in their lineup and in their play. and ready to rock and roll.
A couple of very different approaches to just scheduling. Covenant Christians, this will be the 12th game of the season for them. Speedway's played 7, but they have the same amount of games. Speedway is just more backloaded on the schedule, and the spark plugs will be serving first, as typically you would have a coin toss, but just due to how things are, we now just have the visiting team going, so it's very baseball in that sense.
Yeah, it's interesting. With COVID, everything has changed, and so now all of the rules, like as in switching sides after the sets, having a captain's meeting before the game, all of those types of things are no longer in existence right now. And volleyball, it looks a little different like every sport.
And the referees, it'll be hard to see, but they have a little clicker. It makes a little cricket sound, and we are underway. Bursting off the scene, Golden served it in this one, and in the first point of the game, going to Covenant Christian.
Yeah, that was a great set right there. Nice way to put the middle to use. She found the back hole, and a nice little kill to start the match.
So we're expecting Katie Nodder, the junior, one of the leaders in everything. Just a fantastic player, getting a lot of college looks, serves it right in. This one now, Zori pops it up, dropped on back. Can they save it? Here we go. Well, just a glancing blow out, and it's another point for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, right there. A nice try to be an attack there, but just a little too far wide.
Nodder 1 for 1 so far in the service. Just getting it over. Nice block. Barnes, however, to save the second time. Nice dig from the libero for Covenant Christian. Bella Dart. And it's 3-0 Covenant Christian.
That's one of the things that I really was impressed with them last night is their ability to dig the ball. They were up against some hard hitters last night and dug with ease, and I expect them to do the same like you just saw right there.
Bella Dart, one of the experienced players, and they have nice chemistry, Covenant Christian does, as they now go up 4-0 between the Dart sisters. Bella, the older, Evie, the younger, they have different personalities. One more boisterous, that's Bella. One more quiet, Evie. But they both have a pretty stern demeanor, stern approach to the game. Inside that personality, and the first ace of the game will go to Nodder.
I mean, what more to light you up than some great serving, and that's what they've come out and done so far tonight.
Getting it over was Hartman. Covenant Christian's turn, sent right back. Tough one for Bella Dart. She handles it, and we play on. Nice reach by Taylor Ridge, just peeling back to snag it. And this one out of play.
Yeah, Newport right there. She was looking to go for that line, but she just overcooked it because the set was a little behind her, and so she had to adjust, and the adjustment didn't pay off for her.
We saw that Taylor Ridge, similar situation just seconds before. She was able to deliver. But Speedway facing a 4-point deficit. It'll be Zori. The celebration for Covenant Christian, they are in command of this one, at least here in the early going. Speedway has not been able to sustain a serve so far this game.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that Covenant Christian wants to do is get their middle involved way a lot, and that's right there. Good way to get it going.
So Evie Dart gets the second ace of the game for Covenant Christian. Nodder had one in her turn, and then now Evie Dart has one. 7-1 Covenant Christian.
Yeah, Covenant Christian, not necessarily known as an ace team, but coming out tonight and laying it on them.
Yeah, there are very few aces for Covenant Christian for this game. Zori pops it up. Now Covenant Christian, what can they do? Pops it right over the net, and fantastic adjustment by Lily Koltoff, and you see why she's starting. She won't be serving, but she proved her worth in that juncture. Newport sent that one into the net.
Yeah, into the net. Going back to that last play, though, with that nice little dump over the top, the set was not where she wanted it to be, but she adjusted really nicely and was able to find the empty hole right on top of that block.
And Maddie Barnes, one of the emotional leaders on the team, and there's a little cross-up. That is a case of the miscommunication that Covenant Christian can ill afford if they want to get off this losing streak.
Yeah, that ball sent right into the seam there. and no one talked and said, I got your seam, therefore they just let the ball go.
Similar spot. Covenant Christian ready this time. Smacked right back in the face of the Warriors. What can Speedway do? Hartman lifts it, now sent over. Nodder pops it up. I think one went into the net. No, just clean.
No net violation. It did appear that someone did touch the net, but they just called the ball down instead. So, on those types of plays, it could have been the other team, and either way, it would have been a point for the Sparkplugs.
Yeah, let's get the little perspiration off the floor. The referee checking it out. Now a slight hush as Maddie Barnes, most successful server of this game, of this set at least so far. Nodder set it up, and Covenant drives it home.
Yeah, that's one thing that they've been able to do so far is get that middle action going on, and they found the holes in the back of the court. So it looks like whenever they set to that middle, Speedway needs to push back a little bit on their back row player and guard those corners because they've been eating them up so far to start this match.
Patty Chikamba has subbed in. She's in the front row, number 17 for Covenant Christian. New server should be Willow Smith.
Not related to the other Willow Smith.
Completely different than the more, musically inclined Willow Smith. I'm not saying she can't do anything musically, but this one went into the net from Willow.
Those ones are tough, though, in the back row. You want to try to be an aggressive hitter right there. And she was going for it, but, when you're standing on the ground, you just have to pop it over and keep the ball in play. And I'm sure that will come with a little bit of age and experience.
Here's Brooke Hartman, the backcourt ninja, as dubbed by her coach. Nodder sets it up. Chikamba delivers it, and Speedway plays on, just flicks it right over as Maddie Endries.
And called for the double right there. That's one thing that is a very hard call to make. It's very your opinion. So sometimes you get those, sometimes you don't. Unfortunately, right there, she was called for that double.
And it could be very subtle. It's just the hands are a little misplaced, and another point for Speedway.
Yeah, it's Speedway bringing it back, making a battle of it so far, keeping it close. That's what they need to do if they want to steal away and sneak a victory tonight.
Well, Covenant Christian had and obviously these leads in volleyball, they don't last. They don't last necessarily very long. Covenant's leads back up to 3 after that one was just kind of muffed right into the net. But the lead was pretty gigantic at the beginning of the game, and now we'll see. This will be the testing point. Can Covenant build that lead back up?
Yeah, that's one thing I like about volleyball. It's a game of runs, so just because you're down doesn't necessarily mean you're out. Nice
Popped
block.
right back in the air by Golden. Dug out by Dart. Smith set up her teammate. Zori again. Now Endries got it over. Willow. Chikamba. Winding up was Kendall Short. For Covenant, it was Nodder. And our best exchange so far. Till a net violation ends it.
Yeah. Look at, just overzealous to try to make a play right there. You just got to let the ball go. This is definitely going to be a battle of who can make the less amount of errors, and the net violations might be the costly.
Here comes the new server, Melinda Bryant. She plays exclusively back row. With the power into the back of the court was Sarah Brew, the sophomore. Her brothers played at Covenant Christian. It's 11-8.
Yeah, right there, middle again, finally open corner. That's going to be their play tonight, so if they're smart, they'll go to it quite often because it seems to be open and working for them every time.
Bella Dart, the elder of the Dart sisters. Smith sets it up. Nodder with the right.
Yeah, found the hole. They're playing their defense around the block, but that time she was able to hit it over the block, so therefore there was no touch, and she was able to find that hole.
It's an odd stat, but Covenant Christian has been shut out in their last 3 games. Their last set that they won was against East Central a ways back, and Speedway able to cut back in, quell the Covenant momentum for a moment.
I mean, that's setter wanting to go to the ball to set instead of play defense first. So the ball was coming in her zone. She expected someone else to get it so she could set. No communication. Messed that up.
Nice strike from Evie Dart.
Evie Dart out of the middle. That back row close to those lines. That's going to be money every single time.
And she's got the size advantage, at least over her teammates. It's the lone 6-footer for Covenant Christian. And you can see she's got some skills to match with it.
Yeah, and volleyball's a game of height, so that height can they use it to their advantage.
Langford, the server for Covenant Christian. This one
is out. So point to Covenant Christian as the attack went long.
Oh, Hartman. You heard the yelping from the Speedway players. They thought it was out. Hartman tried to do the safer motions and save it, but maybe a little too could have.
Yeah, Covenant Christian owes her.
And we'll take a break. We'll be back. Covenant Christian in command at the moment on Indiana SRN.
Every day, Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling keeps Hoosiers comfortable at home. When you see our bright orange trucks on the road or in your neighborhood, you know the Summers tradition of trust is alive and well. We deliver essential services where you need them, when you need them. We're trusted for quality service at fair prices. Plus, we do what it takes to keep you safe in a time like this. Just call Summers and enjoy the season at home in comfort.
(15-9), just a couple aces between these two teams. Nodder and Evie Dart each have one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a battle of the least amount of errors and who can actually communicate. That's what we've seen is lack of communication led to aces or balls falling in between people on passes. So hopefully I'm sure that's something that both coaches talked about in their huddle.
This one dug out by Hartman. She tried to field one off the line a little bit earlier. The last point, this time much more precise, and Speedway hits double digits.
Yeah, that little dinker right over the top of the block fell right in for the point for the Sparkbugs.
Back to the top of the order with Golden serving for Speedway. Nice blast, but was it a little long?
Yeah, out. You know, I like that aggressiveness. That's what they saw last night is they weren't afraid to go up and like swing for their shots, but there's not a block as big as it was last night. So instead of hitting into a block and trying to get those touches, the balls are just sailing out.
Change up speed on that serve. Uh-oh, trouble for Speedway, and Covenant Christian has 16.
Yeah, a nice touch right there and a nice reflection to try to get it up, but no one there to help her on the third pass, so the ball dropped to the floor.
It seemed like one of the spark plugs, might have been Kendall Short, stumbled slightly.
Yeah, I think she was trying to go for that same first ball, and instead her teammate got it.
Nice hit from the spark plugs. This one just sent back over. Zori sets it up, and a drive and a kill.
Those type of kills right there light you up, get you so into the game, and could change the momentum of this match. And once you get the kill, she's going back to serve now. So,
Taylor Ridge, I think, but it was here's Zori on the serve. Bumped up by Nodder. Driven back, and Covenant Christian creeping in. This was the closest they came against Heritage last night. They scored 17 points in the second set. But here, they just need to string a couple serves together here, Anthony.
Yeah, you know, you're so close to the finish line, you can feel it, so you just got to do it 1 point at a time and not make any silly mistakes.
One of there, a little bit of miscommunication, but then Speedway able to rectify it. This one just in, I believe it was.
Yeah, you know, those corners, they're so deadly. The middle is able to find those balls and just do what she wants with it.
And if you're on defense, you just turn, and is it in, out, and you have to react so quickly to it.
Yeah, I used to tell my players, you have to follow that ball to the line. Unless you know that 100% it's out, then you better make contact with that.
Driven in Newport. Covenant Christian leads by 7 here late in the first set.
Yeah, I mean, they're really playing some good volleyball right now. Hoping to close this out. I say if they don't win this point, there might be a timeout.
And Speedway's already used one. Nodder sets it. Brew dropped it in.
Just overcooked that ball, trying to do too much with it. And that's the thing. Just get it in. If you're not on the net and you really can't make those shots, you just have to get the ball in, reset, and try for the next ball.
Zori sets it up. Teammate coming in from the back was Barnes. Now we play on. Zori lifts it. This one sent in by Maddie Endries.
Tough point right there, you know. Speedway hit a good first ball. They thought they were going to get it. Covenant Christian able to dig that ball up, made Speedway play again, and they were able to put the ball down for the kill.
Here's the moral leader of the team, Maddie Barnes. Morale leader. Sent deep by Brew. Tough one here, and it's a point for Covenant Christian, and they're creeping in.
Yeah, you know right there, that ball was all out of kind of system, and no one for Speedway was following that ball. So the ball was going back to the deep part of the court. No one else went with them, just one player, and therefore they couldn't get the third ball or the contact to get that ball over and in play.
When Gianna Catano, in comes Chikamba. Belladart lifts it up. Sent in by Crane, but a little long.
Yeah, you know, right there, I love the way that Speedway player actually followed the ball, stepped on the line, knew the ball was out, watched it go. That's how you do some good defense.
Speedway just down 7. If they can string some serves together. They did this earlier. They came back from a similar deficit. Much earlier in this set, though. Zori lifts it. Just tapping it over was Golden. Chikamba. Zori. Short. Long. Still in play. They have to get it over, and Chikamba does it. Nice dig by Hartman. Blasted over by Barnes. Nodder, Chikamba, sent right back in Covenant's face, and that's what Speedway needs, a good rally by both teams on that point.
I mean, a long rally like that can really change the momentum in a game, and hopefully for Speedway that works for them.
Here's Hartman. It'll be Chikamba for Covenant Christian. Zori lifts it, drops it back over towards Endries. Chikamba for Covenant.
She's going to get called for a lift right there. Yeah, that ball got blocked back into her. All she could do was react. And unfortunately for her, the way that her body responded was an illegal motion in the sport of volleyball. Point for the Spark Plugs.
Nice selling herself out for the Warriors on that juncture. And Chikamba has been the victim of a couple just awkward angles, couple awkward positions. The ball's caught her at some odd spots.
Yeah, so unfortunately for her, she's not the skilled player at blocking. And so if I were Speedway, I would go to her every single time because they're eating her up.
Yeah, she's definitely more offensively. She's quite strong. This one pops it in.
Found that hole.
And Speedway clawing back in. And the timeout will be for Covenant Christian. And the Warriors lead that was 7 and looking so fine is now down to just 3. On Indiana SRN, we're always in the game.
More fixing, more finding, more being original. Unique like this, trendy like that. More designing this, arranging that. More saving, and then more making it happen. More of your space looking like this, and more of you feeling like that. More excitement, more savings, more furniture, more rugs, more flooring. More affordable luxury from RG Decor.
Welcome back, everyone. 21-18, Covenant Christian leads.
Oh, you know, that is a killer, that timeout. And then when you go back in, you just sail the ball to the back. You like that as a coach when you're one that called the timeout. You hate that as a coach when you had the momentum.
Now just a couple points away, 3 points to be precise for Covenant Christian. Bella Dart saves it. Willow Smith. Now Hartman. So short, nice dive on the floor by Dart.
Ooh, you know.
Not enough.
You get that good up right there from the libero, and then a lack of communication leads with that ball into the net and you losing the point. That's one of the worst feelings in volleyball. You do something good, the team ruins it for you.
Speedway ever so close. Brew.
Ooh, nice up.
Now Dart feeds it over to Smith. Chikamba. Back wall. Is
And
that
just
in?
out.
No.
You know, and she's one of those players that gets into her head. You can watch the emotion all over her face when she missed an error, and she has to learn to just shake it off, relax, and move on to that next point.
Linda Bryant is the serve for Speedway.
Yeah, nice tool right there for Notter to hit right into the block. Tool it off to the side, get that another point for Covenant Christian, and help them hopefully finish this out.
So it'll be Dart. Just needs 2. Oh, that's rough, and now here we are, set point.
I mean, that was not the greatest pass, but, you know, their setter should have yelled help as she was not able to get to that ball. But, you know, her whole team just stood around and was like, we're waiting for you to get to it. Communication is key, especially in the sport of volleyball.
Well, 3 straight games without a win in any set. Zori sends it up. Covenant just got to get it over. Sent right back.
And going to get 4 hits. You know, they're right on the brink. I'm sure they can feel it. They can taste it. They just have to get it. 1 point is all they need to get that first set victory.
Here's Kendall Short, the most consistent server for for Speedway, right into the net. And Covenant Christian takes the first one, 25-21. You're watching Warriors Volleyball on Indiana SRN. Well, one set in the books, and Covenant Christian looked awfully strong, Anthony Gully. There were a couple cases of miscommunication between the two sides, but for the most part, very few aces for the two teams, but they were just executing in the meat of the game, and Covenant Christian did what they haven't done for quite a while, since August, or since last Saturday. That's win the first set or win any set, and they just need to get a couple more of these.
Yeah, I mean, they were so close, and then they kind of almost let that set slip away from them from making some silly mistakes and errors. But, you know, they were able to refocus and close it out, and that's something that I'm sure that is going to help motivate them and push them through the rest of this match. And I was also super impressed with Covenant Christian's middles. You know, they were able to get so many kills in that set, and that's really what carried them to the end of that game, was the fact that they were able to use their middle, and I would not be surprised if we use their middle more throughout the rest of this matchup tonight.
What does Speedway need to do to just switch this around? Because they're coming off a win. They look so good against Ben Davis, but they came up 4 points short in this one.
Yeah, and it kind of seemed like Speedway came out of the gates with a little bit of a little haze or fog. You know, they were just kind of not really awake at the moment. I don't know if the drive over really got them all relaxed or whatnot, but they just weren't ready to play volleyball. It might have been the early start time. Instead of playing at the 7:30 time, they had to start at 6:15, 6:20 tonight. But they just weren't ready. They weren't communicating. They weren't moving their feet very well. They had some serve errors. They were hitting into the net. Lots of silly things that you wouldn't expect from a varsity volleyball team. And I'm sure that's something that was addressed during the changeover, is that they just need to focus, settle down, and play their game of volleyball. As we're looking into the huddle right now, you see their coach just talking to them and probably telling them, you know, like, we're a much better team than this, and if we play spark plug volleyball, we'll be able to show that tonight.
And that's Sadie Flume, who's had a pretty solid career, at least in college. She was an all-conference player when she spent her time, ended her collegiate career at Marion, and she played for Speedway. Same thing for Covenant Christians. Head coach Brooke Benke, she played for Covenant Christians. So a nice little serendipity of these two coaches playing for the schools that they attended and played for. And now the opening serve will go to Covenant Christian this time around after they received the last time.
Yeah, and so I would not be surprised if we saw a different Speedway team coming out this time. They're talking, they're communicating more. I'm sure that they're more awake and alert and ready to go. But also for Covenant Christian, getting that first win in a while takes a chip off your shoulder, you know? So I think that they might be able to relax a little bit, and they might even up their game a little bit more and not play so hesitant and reserved volleyball, because I feel like both of these teams are playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And obviously when you play that way, you make more errors and mistakes. So hopefully we can change that up.
Well, we got that score. That's on the scoreboard still. It'll be the 25-21. It's going to stay. We'll see if Covenant Christian can add to that. This will get to be the little bit of the pressure situation. You've done something you haven't done in a while. It's kind of get that newness to it, but you don't want to just be new to it. You want to keep building on it. You gotta win a couple more.
Yeah, man. But that's one of the things that I like the most about volleyball is that yes, Speedway lost that first one. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's over. And the same for Covenant Christian. They won that first set, but volleyball is the best out of 5. So, you know, the night is still young. You could lose that first win or win that first win and fail or rise to the occasion for the rest of the match. So, you know, they just got to keep pushing. Both teams have to keep their foot on the pedal and keep going until that final whistle is done. So hopefully that's what we see happening here.
That's Newport, Evie Dart, Hannah Crane, and Nodder in that little huddle.
You know, took a long time to get them back into play. You know, they got whistled out on the floor, and they're just standing around as something was going on at the scores table until the down ref was able to check lineups. And so now that that is done, it looks like we're going to get this second set underway.
That'll be Katie Nodder's honors. Crisp serve by her. This one's sent right back, though, by Ridge. And it drops on the Covenant Christian side of the net. First point to Speedway.
Yeah, a nice serve from Covenant Christian, but a nice pass. A good set to the middle and a nice put down from the middle, which is something that we didn't see at all in that first set. No hits of authority, and so they've already come out as a different team.
It'll be Zori for Speedway. Nodder, nice back set, and
out of bounds.
Had the zip on it.
I mean, it looked so good. If you were not an official or followed the rules of volleyball, you would have thought, oh, that's a definite point for Covenant Christian, but just out.
Just barely. It's that white line can be a little tough to see on the near side. This dribbler over the net, easy to see. First point of the second set for Covenant.
Yeah, you know, Speedway was there. They got some touches on that, but they didn't close their block, so they need to make sure that their hands are up, pressed over the net, and close that block so they can get those points next time moving forward.
It's Evie Dart, the server for Covenant Christian. She's going to bump it up. Crane delivered it over now. A tussle on this near side, having to send it back over. And that third hit was Speedway. They did so well. Nodder sets it up. Dropping it in was Newport. We play on. And blocked right back into Speedway's face was cut by Covenant.
Yeah, when you're that close to the net on those kind of shots, instead of hitting into the block or hitting into the hands, you just should hit it up and over. There's always some court in the back if you're not have a shot right there, so that's what they need to do moving in that direction if that happens again.
A nice serve by Evie Dart. Oh, that just rolls over, just trickled over the net. Nodder sets it up, sent back to Newport. That's over. And then I think Bruce stepped into the net.
Yeah, net violation right there. But luckily for Speedway, they had some miscommunication right there and almost hit that ball into the net, but lucky for them, the top of the net dribbled over in their favor.
See, Maddie Barnes, she had the one ace in that first set for Speedway. No ace here, and this one goes over her head and in play.
It was called a touch right there, so it's led the point to be Covenant Christian.
Out goes Catano, and comes Chikamba.
Ooh, nice tape serve. But nice find down the line. Back row player, out of position, not reading the ball, watching the hitter. Caught sleeping. You know, what I used to tell my players is you have to watch their body position. She was facing down the line, so 9 times out of the 10, she's going to put that ball down the line. So, Volleyball 101, keep your eye on the ball, watch the hitter.
New server for Speedway, Taylor Ridge, number 12. That was head coach Sadie Flume's number when she played volleyball. And just a little long by Chikamba.
Ooh, you know, she almost found that back corner. If she just snapped her wrist a little bit more, that would be such a good hit. That's one of the things I like about her. She goes for her shots, but she just needs to learn a little more snap on her approach.
Very evenly played second set thus far. Nodder. Brew. Zori pops it over, and Ridge or Crane set it up, and Chikamba, again, just a little bit off target.
Yeah, she's trying to get that line. You know, that really worked for her a couple of times last night, and from what I'm seeing, that might be her go-to. But if she wants to do that, she needs to push it a little bit deeper because her short line has always been covered.
Oh, the lunging dig gets us ace for Ridge.
Yeah, brings the Spark Plugs to a 7-3 lead. This is a different team. They're talking, they're cheering, they're communicating. It's good to see.
Taylor Ridge into the net. Their ears were burning, Anthony.
I know. I was hyping them up, telling them how great they're doing, and then she was like, you know what? Commentators jinx.
I'll show you.
Tell me how great that was. They're short balls, though. Hard to serve in the short zone, so a common error if your coach calls you for a short one.
Willow Smith's turn. This one found Hartman. Zori will send it over. Brew sends it back.
And just out. You know, if you're going to go for those short balls, I always tell my player, you have to make sure that you're actually turning and getting it into the court instead of just trying to place it where you don't even know what you're doing. And that's what it looks like they're doing there. They're just putting the ball over and not necessarily making sure that there's a spot there or that they're even aware of where they're at on the court to get the ball in play.
Melinda Bryant sent it from one white shirt to the other, and then Chikamba that time found the little no man's land, and it's 8-5 now. Covenant Christian down 3.
Yeah, and she actually went up and actually swung at the ball, and look what happened when that happened. So good for her to actually get a good swing and a kill.
The elder dart, Bella. Serving, and now it's having some trouble for it. Was short, but now Speedway gets it over. Dart fielded it.
Oh, nice spot right there. That's a great setter right there to know what the defense is doing, to know where the spot is in the opening. She saw it, she read it, and she delivered for the Spark Plugs.
Here's Kendall Short. Just down. Dart was able to pluck it off. Nodder sends it back to the server Short. Barnes sends it deep. This one popped high. Willow gets it to Chikamba. Short got down for it, and this one dribbles under the net, and it's a point for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, it's set too tight right there for Speedway to do anything with it. Went right into the block. Blocked too good. Put the ball right back down in their face. Point for Covenant Christian Warriors.
Now, this is the tricky part, Anthony. Covenant Christian has not been able to sustain a serve for this entire set. Zori gets it over. Smith leaves it up for Newport.
And boom, there they go. Serve and point. Take those words back.
I will have to. Katana will now retreat to serve.
A nice kill right there, right off the block for the Warriors.
Down 2. Catano sends it over. Hartman lifts it up. Zori pops it. Sent in by Barnes. Now Dart. Newport. She just got the last one. Coming up, Catano. Rolling off the top of the net and playing on was Bryant. Newport hits it over. Smacked back. Smith on that near side. Zori. Newport. Willow. And Newport with the changeup.
Long rally here.
Blocked back by Covenant. And a little long.
So I like what she just did there to try to just take the ball out of the system instead of doing the 3 hits and just push it to the back deep corner. The only problem was it was the wrong corner. The other one has been wide open. So, as the serve goes into the net. But if any player or any team wants to just stop those long rallies, the back of the court has been open each and every time that those long rallies have been going on. And that's something that I think a coach would call out. But, letting them players play and watching some decent volleyball.
Now Hartman was the server. Newport leaves it for Willow Smith. Little miscommunication, but Smith took charge. Barnes tips it.
Ooh, went up with the left hand there, That ball was not where she wanted it to be. It was a little set too far outside, but she went up with her other hand and was able to make contact and put that ball down.
That's quite savvy by the captain for Speedway, Maddie Barnes. And that was just raw power from Evie Dart.
Anything you can do, I can do just as well. One kill followed by another. Covenant Christian getting the serve back.
Back to the top with Katie Nodder. Similar spot, down 3. Zori leaves it. Barnes, long hit. Nodder able to bump it up. Newport sends it over. Zori. Nodder. Dart. Newport. Nice dig by Hartman. Left it for Crane, but she didn't get enough on it.
Yeah, just a little miss hit. She knew exactly when she hit it that it wasn't enough. I think she mistimed her jump right there and made contact with the ball on the way down. And she was all out of system right there.
You could even hear it. It almost sounded like the ball was flat almost.
Yeah, it was just an awkward moment for them.
Evie Dart sent it over now. Barnes, the block by Dart. Nodder.
Ooh, nice cover.
Zori.
Poked it deep.
By Endries. There have been a couple of those little change-up approaches.
Yeah, when they expect the ball to keep going, and that's what's happened is all of those rallies have gone continuously long, and any time you want to change that up, you'd catch them out of system and off guard, and you could be able to get those cheap points, but, a point's a point.
And Speedway's got 13 of them. Change that. 14-9. Biggest lead of the set for the Speedway Sparkplugs.
Yeah. Can Covenant Christian stop it? Oh, we have some questions going on over here. That's an issue that the coach sees on the other side of the floor, trying to get something addressed.
And play on. Audrey Zori, the floor is hers.
Short serve got them all out of system, but they were able to talk and get back into the play. Another left hand, another kill.
You'd think there would be some communication. We see the timeout coming. We'll talk about when we get back. But Speedway leads 15-9 on Warrior TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
My favorite patient. My favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
my favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
If you would like to see any of the sports we cover here in Indiana SRN, volleyball or soccer or football or coming up basketball, you could do so by going on to YouTube and subscribing to our channel. I'll give you a hint. It is Indiana SRN. You saw the top of your screen. You can go back and watch games like this one. You can watch it again tonight. That's one way you could study up on teams is watch them. I'm not saying coaches do it, but they do.
Yeah, click that subscribe button and get into the game. And as we came back from timeout, that serve went just long. Point for Covenant Christian.
Evie Dart. Now, typical spot, Zori. This one, a blast from Barnes, and she's been the lady of this match so far, even though that point was a little long. But her approach, you think that might have been the Covenant Christian huddles. Hey, she's going with her left a lot.
Right. I mean, it was a great approach, just not great timing. But, sometimes you miss. Just keep swinging.
Nodder sets it up. Newport blasts it long. Was that touch?
It was touched right off the block. Covenant Christian going to sneak back in with some good volleyball. You know, they came out of the timeout. Some good serving, some good communication, and some lucky touches to get them back within 3.
That must be the most fun kills when you glance it off the opponent's fingers, see it soar to the back of the gym. A nice dig out by Newport. Sent over by Evie Dart. Zori. And a blast and a nice dig out by the back row.
Oh, caught him sleeping. They watched that ball, and instead of just watching the great shot that their player did on their team, they just weren't back in the zone and got caught on that second ball, pushed over.
And Covenant Christian now just a couple points away from tying this one up. Here's Zori. Lifted high. Nice bump from the back row. Perfect positioning by Covenant Christian.
Ooh,
Tough
nice
one here
run.
for Speedway.
Oh, you know, you have 3 hits. You weren't in that position to swing at that ball, so you just need to bump that one right up and then let your player put it over. But instead, she tried to put it on her own shoulders and hit it right into the top of the net.
That's Ridge, one of the sophomores for Speedway. This is an relatively experienced Speedway Sparkplug team with 4 seniors. All of them, I think maybe all of them on the floor. Here's Newport, and that one hit right into the chest of Kendall Short. She got her arms up but wasn't able to do anything with it.
Yeah, I've noticed that several times she digs at the chest level, and so she needs to be taking some steps and watch the ball.
We're going to take a couple steps here and take a break. Tie game on Indiana SRN.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
Hey, Anthony Gully, would you like to see more volleyball, high school volleyball in Indiana SRN?
Of course I would.
You know what you could do is go on YouTube and click subscribe and be able to see more action, multiple sports. We got plenty of them. A lot of football coming up on Friday, a lot of volleyball. You see a lot of it live, and that one just long, just outside of the reach of Gianna Catano.
Yeah, a point to put this Covenant Christian Warriors in the lead for the first time in this set.
Zori ranges way over to get that one, setting up injuries. Newport sent right back in there, faced by Taylor Ridge.
Yeah, here we go, the 16-16 game. You know, first one to score 9 more points. It feels like we might be in for a battle to close out this second set.
This could be a big momentum shift for Speedway, especially Speedway. They had the big lead. Covenant clawed all the way back. This one sent long. Hartman lifts it up. Very playable for Short. Now Covenant's turn. Crane sailed it over. Zori sets up Short. Dug out from the back by Catano. She's had a wonderful game from the back row, at least a wonderful set.
Nice little short roll shot.
Newport hits it over.
They've said to her every single time, can she do something? And she does. Finds that deep corner. Gets the kill. Every ball went at her. I'm sure that Covenant Christian knew that was going to go there. Luckily for them, it paid off. But I would not be mad if they switched up that set a little bit to catch the defense off guard.
And rinse and repeat. We said this earlier, but Kendall Short, you saw it there. She's one of the most consistent players on Speedway, and they went to her every time, and she finally delivered, finding a gap. And speaking of which, Newport able to drop that one in front of a diving Brooke Hartman.
You know, that's one of those unfortunate events. They were all in the right positions. Unfortunately for them, the ball went off the block and just dropped right in front of them before they could get their feet to the ball.
Here comes one of the better front row players, Chikamba, back in for Covenant Christian. Sent over Newport, able to bump it up.
Ooh.
And Hannah Crane found that back corner.
Yeah, right in between the defense. She found the one hole on the floor, and that's one thing that you need to look for. Every time there's going to be a hole somewhere, and she was able to find that hole and place the ball right down.
The lead shifting back and forth, ebbing with the tide, and there's an ace.
An ace right there for Covenant Christian. That's a way to help get that momentum on their side and hopefully close out this second set for them as they push within 6, which leads us to a timeout from the Sparkplugs.
First ace of the game, or the set for Covenant Christian, sends us to a break on Warriors TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Our family has been very happy working with Wallflower Pictures.
Because they make sure that I get the acting skills that I need in this industry and the education that I need.
Wallflower Pictures supports UV's journey in the industry. They're very passionate about his growth, and they're very professional and attentive to our needs.
And I truly believe in the projects I've worked on, like For the Boys and The Walk.
We love working with Wallflower Pictures.
In case you would like to see more games on Indiana SRN and you're like, I just missed that, but I really want to go back and watch it, you can go on YouTube and click subscribe. And you can watch all of our content. You can't watch future content. That would be impossible. But you can watch live and past.
I heard that they're looking for a specific number of subscribers, so if you subscribe, you could get a chance to win a $50 gift card to Aspen Creek Grill in Fishers.
Yeah, always subscribe to all our social media means. Chikamba subscribed to the net, unfortunately, on that.
Oh, you know, she swung and she missed, unfortunately, but that's one of the things I like. That was a good swing. She actually went for that, so keep going. You're winning. Don't stop swinging.
Ridge, who's had a big impact in this set, defensively, offensively, serves, and now she digs out that one from the back row.
Ooh, nice
Biting
up.
the floor was Covenant Christian. Nice defensive play. There's been some nice defense, speaking of which.
But the block was not pressed over. You know, she was there. If she just would have pressed over the net, she would have been able to get that stuff blocked right back into the Sparkplug place. But unfortunately for her hands were back. The ball went into her side of the floor.
Tied at 19. The dig out by Dart, the libero. Chikama gets it over, and the lead stays with Covenant Christian after Speedway was able to bring it even.
Yeah, you know, just when you think that the Sparkplugs might pull away, Covenant Christian said, hold on, this set is not over.
Willow Smith would like to end it if they can get 5 points here. Otherwise, we might be destined to be playing some little extras trying to get that 2-point edge. Hartman, Zori sends it over herself, dug out by Dart. The two liberos involved.
Oh, nice way to keep that ball open. And, just out. Going for those deep corners. Just barely missing it, but those deep corners have been in place so much tonight, so I get what she was doing. Just too much power and just missed.
Yeah, that's very tantalizing. You can see it there, but the margin of error is so slim. And now Covenant Christian, they're pushing their momentum.
Good serve right there from the junior, Willow Smith.
See if she can do it again.
You just hear the power that she puts on that ball. Catches the Sparkplugs out of system, and both times they've not been able to deliver a good pass.
Warriors are 2 away from taking a 2-0 advantage in this game. Zori lifts it. Chikamba sends it.
Oh, just out. But once again, the hole was there. Just not able to execute. Unfortunately for them, brings the Sparkplugs to a score of 20.
And here's Melinda Bryant, the junior.
Short serve.
Smith lifts it. Brew drops it right in front of the diving Bryant.
How many short little blops have we seen tonight? You would think that someone would be able to just be there to get those over the block shots, but still getting kills that way.
Here is Bella Dart. Set point, into the net.
Ace to close out that second set.
25-20, and Covenant Christian, after going 3 games without winning a set, they've taken the first 2 here on Warrior TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
You know, Prodigy Burger and Bar is pretty good, but what would also be great is Prodigy Burger and Bar while watching Indiana SRN on YouTube, which you can do anytime, anywhere, past games, present games. This one, now or later, go and click subscribe when you do so. And something that was pretty good that game, Covenant Christian, they're showing their mental toughness. They hung in there. Speedway came back, and then Covenant just able to stretch it away, Anthony Gully.
Yeah, Speedway started that set playing so well. They jumped off to a nice early lead, and I thought that they were going to be able to run away with it. But, you know, Covenant Christian took a timeout. They were able to regroup and come right back into that set and then able to sneak away with that. So they are one set away from sweeping the team tonight and getting that first W that they've been looking for a while.
The last win for Covenant Christian was against Decatur Central back on August 22nd. And on that same day, they also lost twice to Guerin Catholic and Triton Central. But they're right in position to get right back where they were. Oh, hey,
what's up? But, yeah, so they're right there. They can feel it. I'm sure that's something that they've talked about. But this is also a time when sometimes teams get too excited and start making some mental errors and let the other team creep back into the match. So hopefully that doesn't happen for them, as they've been playing some great volleyball. And I said earlier tonight, I really think that match last night against number 1 ranked in 2A Heritage Christian really helped get them a little bit more amped and work out some kinks, because I've seen some much better passing, some much better communication with them tonight. And so it looks like they actually came out here ready to play in what they knew would be a battle, but they've taken the advantage so far, 2-0.
That they have, and here comes that tougher portion where you got to go that extra mile. Okay, you're right there, but you can't let up. Or Speedway, they're not winless. Like they're a decent volleyball game too, or volleyball team too. They can bounce right back in that one.
Yeah, so it's anyone's game right now. Just got to come out and win. Like we saw in the last set, Speedway came out on fire to start that one. So, you know, a couple changes here and there, Speedway could have easily have taken that second set, and we could be talking about a totally different ball game right now. But luckily for Covenant Christian, it didn't turn out that way.
So we'll see. Speedway they adjusted their serving rotation between the first and second set. We'll see what they're able to come up with. Try to shift the momentum in this one, facing this 2-set deficit in this game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens right here. Also, we would like to hear from you during our game, so please tweet us at Indiana SRN and be ready for a shout out. And thank you for watching. Once again, tweet at us at Indiana SRN.
So it'll be Golden, Maddie Golden serving first for Speedway. See how Speedway returns this. Quite well so far.
Yeah, nice pass from the spark plugs, which pretty much was set, and a nice tool to get that first kill to start this third set.
Now, most of these, between these two teams, sustaining serves has been rather difficult. We'll see if Speedway can do something that the first time here in this third set. Newport sends it over. Dug up by Bryant.
Ooh, you know, nice dig. Nice attempt to get that ball up and alive, but unfortunately, not enough. Point for the Warriors.
Yeah, if it's not broken, don't fix. Nodder serving again, leading off for Covenant Christian. First serve of this third set. Found Bryant. Zori flips it over. Found the libero dart. Sent back by her sister, Evie.
And just out but a touch gives the point to the Warriors.
2-1.
I like the idea that the setter right there from Speedway was trying to do, but unfortunately she didn't put the ball down. She popped it up and wasn't able to get that kill a second ago.
Lifts that one. Barnes just trickles it over the net. Just got the roll. Newport sends it long. Had to be fielded by Hartman. Blast in by by Barnes, set over by Barnes. And this one just out by Newport.
Yeah, nice big swing out there. Luckily, they were able to dig that up. And then, unfortunately, they hit that ball right out of bounds. But I like the communication that I heard on the floor.
Sent over just immediately on the bump. And finding an open gap was Maggie Endries.
Yeah, it brings us a 3-2 as we're trading points back and forth. We'll see if any team will be able to make that run.
It kind of seems a lot like the last two sets. A lot of back and forth action. This serve goes into the net for Zori.
Right when you think something might happen, we have a net ball. So, back and forth we go again.
Well, serving area. I don't think that's how one was designed there, Anthony Gully.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a play that's in the book. Unfortunately for them, receiving error leads to a point for Covenant Christian.
Evie Dart continues her service. Zori lifts it from behind Barnes. A nice dig out by Catano, who's having, again, an excellent game on the back line for Covenant Christian. Here's Endries. Nodder sets it up. Newport blasts it in.
Nice cross-court shot. Find the hole right close to that line. Nice kill for the Warriors. And I am so impressed, like I've said before, their passing has been pretty decent. They're not letting balls hit the floor on those hard-driven balls that come across the net from the spark plugs.
Set over, dug out by Nodder.
And found the hole. Went from one side to the other. Covenant Christian starting to pull away, and it might make this an early night of volleyball for both teams.
That was Morgan Yater on the point for Covenant Christian. Either way, Dart continues the service. Zori lifts it. Endries got it over. Now Nodder's turn. Here is another blast from Newport and another point for Covenant Christian.
Covenant Christian just having their way so far right here to start this third one after a couple of back and forth exchanges. Nice down the line shot. Give them a 4-point advantage.
Frequent phrase, Dart serving for Covenant Christian. Here's Newport. And like in the second set where Maddie Barnes commanded it, Danny Newport has been dominating for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, which doesn't leave a happy coach for the spark plugs.
They'll have a chat. We'll have one too, but we'll take a break. You're watching Warriors TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Welcome back, folks. The combination of Evie Dart and Danny Newport has been too much for Speedway here in this beginning of this third set. Covenant Christian leads 8-3, and they're looking to close this out. We're a long way to go, a lot more volleyball to be played.
Oh, that ball was clearly out, but the line judge gave them a point and the ace. But, unfortunate right there for the spark plugs.
That is Evie Dart's second ace of this game against Speedway.
And,
and that is the vocal leader for Speedway, Maddie Barnes, having a chat with the chair ref.
Yeah, one thing that is unfortunate is in the game of volleyball, the line judges are called by high schoolers and usually someone from the home team, and sometimes you get a little home court advantage.
And they may or may not have right there. And Speedway, that's how you rally.
You don't let it phase you. Shake it off, get the kill, do what you got to do. That's Good leadership right there to shake that play off.
So Barnes stood up for her teammates with the referee vouching for him. She gets the point. She gets the serve. Slides back into her position.
Ooh, nice.
And here she is. Zori into the top of the net.
You know, their libero was coming on with a much better angle, but unfortunately there was not good communication right there, and Zori hit the ball into the net.
Now here's Newport, who has been a nightmare for Speedway in the front line so far in this set. Chikamba sends it in and celebrates.
Yeah, Nori sending that ball over right into Chikamba, and she just put it away right in the backcourt.
That was a tough one for Hartman. She was off center. She was lunging forward. That was all she could do with it. Covenant Christian looking for a dozen. Zori lifts it. Short got it over.
I mean, if you go back and watch this game, you'll see so many short shots that I'm sure the players are going to be like, I don't know why I wasn't covering a short ball every single time, because that's where they're killing them each time, is right over the top of the block, the little dump shots right in.
Got to get it over. Not happening that time.
Not happening. Brings the spark plugs within 5. Might be the start of something for Speedway.
It's Brooke Hartman, the backcourt ninja. Quiet assassin for Speedway. And the point again, the Covenant Christian, they lead by 6.
In the right place, just couldn't make that happen. The dig hits the floor. Point to Covenant Christian.
It'll be Willow Smith's honors by our unofficial count. Combined between these two teams, 6 aces. And between these 3 sets. Oh, a huge windup from Maddie Golden. And it got sent back.
Into that block. Straight down. Get that out of here.
Willow Smith, she wears number 7. That is the Covenant Christian lead. Looking to add to it. And Speedway is number 7. Tips it back over. Dart set up her teammate. The libero for Speedway able to lift it up. Hartman. And this one just in front of Covenant Christian's back line.
When you're on defense right there, and if you don't see your hitter jumping and staying flat-footed to hit that ball, you should expect it to be a nice roll shot. So be on your toes to be ready to move forward. And none of the players right there for Covenant Christian were doing that, and that's why they lost that point.
Smith sets up Brew and sent back over by Bryant, the server. Now big blast glancing off the back line of Barnes. And it's 14-7 Covenant Christian.
Nice shot right there for Covenant Christian. As the libero goes back to serve.
It'll be Bella Dart.
Ooh.
Perfectly placed.
Yeah, she overran that slide, and she made a good adjustment. Instead of just swinging at the ball and being all out of system, she stopped, found the hole, pushed it to the back deep corner where no one was for a point for Speedway.
Now it's Kendall Short, one of the 4 seniors for Speedway. Chikamba lifts it up, sent back by Dart.
You know, if I'm a mother or a father or a family member of the Darts, you have to be proud because their names have been mentioned an awful lot tonight. So good volleyball coming up from the Darts.
Yeah, Evie Dart, Bella Dart.
And the Dart fan club tonight as they're doing some good volleyball for Covenant Christian.
They most certainly are. New server is Catano, I believe.
And she comes in and gets that ace. Nice ace.
Of those aces, in again, unofficial numbers here, but of the 7 aces, 5 of them by Covenant Christian.
And then you follow it up with a point into the net, so you pretty much negate your ace.
Well, yeah, still feel pretty good, at least before.
I mean, you had five seconds of glory.
A little fleeting, but see if Covenant Christian can rally. Newport gets it over off the head of Endries. Smith, careful with the foot balance.
Oh, and a block point for the Sparkplugs. you hear someone telling them to hammer that ball down. Those balls right on top of the net. No one's really going to be that aggressive.
And Golden sends it in. Newport. Little change of pace, but not enough.
That's the thing when you try to do those roll shots or the little dinks over the top. Sometimes your hand's not really where it needs to be when you're trying to make that contact with the ball.
On the right side into no man's land. Another point for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, Speedway player was going for that ball. Did a little swing and miss. The ball landed right into her teammate's hands and wasn't able to get that ball up.
Back to the top of the order, for a lack of a better phrase. Nodder, the server for Covenant Christian. This one over.
Nice slide through there to get that ball up.
Dart lifts it. Newport sends it over. Blindsided. A big windup from Ridge. And an answer from Covenant Christian. It was Yater. Now here's Barnes. Typically the big windup from Barnes. That time found the net, and Speedway in a lot of trouble here, Anthony. They're down 7.
I mean, so close to the end of this match. If they don't get this point, it might be game over.
Lifted high by Bryant. And out of play. And Covenant creeping in.
I mean, we're goes to 6 points to the end. Timeout should be coming.
We'll see. This one long. Hartman keeps it in play. Zori gets it over. Nice play by Hartman.
It.
A little long by Zori, indeed. Now, before this game, head coach Brooke Benke sent out a text to her team saying, "Today seems like a good day to get a win, does it not?" Covenant Christian, they've rallied. They've been on a losing skid for a while.
And our team responded, absolutely it does.
Checked over by Ridge. Blast by Newport, Dart. Either way, 21-11, a 10-point advantage for Covenant Christian. They are creeping in, and back pacing is Nodder.
And Speedway just falling apart here at the end of this third. Receiving errors, hitting errors, communication errors. We're trying to sub, see if that works for us.
Quick sub in by injuries. 11-point lead for Covenant Christian. Goes right to injuries. Played back by Hartman, who went into the net, I believe.
And another point from silly little things that were happening because of lack of communication. She didn't have a play on that ball. Should have called her off. But nope, point. Covenant Christian.
They need 2 more. Hartman lifts it. The setup. The delivery by Newport. And as this set has gone, Danny Newport with thunderous strikes. And Covenant Christian 1 point away.
I mean, the swings that are coming out of Covenant Christian right now to close out this match, I mean, they feel it. They're just swinging like it's the thing to do, which it is.
See, the thing to do here is, here's the swing. It's popped straight back up by Hartman.
Nice.
Now Barnes, a big swing from her. Dart lifts it. Newport sends it. Barnes into the back. Was it in?
Hits it. Oh, right on the line. Oh, that was a risky shot. But you know what? Way to go for it. Way to find that back line. Keep your team in it. You'll have another point to try to come back.
All right. No pressure. You just needed a dozen.
Match point. And what a nice way to finish with a nice swing down the middle. Covenant Christian wins this one 3-0, and I'm sure they're going to be super pumped after their 3-0 defeat last evening.
It has been a while. Last time, just as Anthony said, last time Covenant Christian saw the court, they lost 3-0. They've been shut out 3 games in a row, and this is how the Covenant Christian responds. 25-21 in the first set, 25-20 in the second, and Covenant Christian got progressively better. 25-12 in the third. That's 3-zip Covenant Christian showed a lot of spunk in that game. They've struggled this year, but they didn't look like it.
I mean, they took what happened to them last night, and they definitely used that to their advantage and really came out to play tonight. And as the match went on, they got better and better. I mean, I can't wait to see what the future looks like for them as a team, as they're just doing all the right necessary things to get better and improve. So kudos to them.
Covenant Christian will be on the road next time they see action. It'll be on Tuesday at Monrovia. Then they'll be back in the friendly confines next Thursday, September 10th, against Park Tudor. Speedway has a 2-game. This is the front end of a 3-game road trip. They'll be at Lutheran next Tuesday and then at Pike on the 10th. But Covenant Christian rises to 3-9. Speedway falls to 4-4. And Covenant Christian victorious this evening, 3-0. Danny Newport played fantastic. Evie Dart as well. Bella Dart. Also, Katie Nye. It's hard to pick which star shined brightest for Covenant Christian. They all look such in command today.
I mean, everyone played a huge role in the win tonight, and that's the great thing about volleyball as a team sport. So there was obviously some good play from several people. So congratulations to them on that victory. You can see that they're in their huddle there. They're a little loose, excited. They something to celebrate. They got done early tonight so they can go, get something to eat and do some homework.
Emphasis on the homework. If you're at home, I think we have a little message for you. If you're at home, or I don't know, if grandma's at home, missed any games, you can be sure to, what is that one say there?
Yeah, did your grandma miss your big game tonight? Or any night? You should subscribe today to our YouTube channel and catch every game and watch it again on demand. So you can watch this one and all the other games that we have on the Indiana SRN YouTube channel.
And if Covenant Christian, if any grandma of these Covenant Christian girls missed a game, go tell her where to find it. And if she does, she will see a 3-0 win by Covenant Christian. We'll see you next time. Alongside Anthony Gully, I am Jonathan Mathis. It's been a pleasure. Ben Wood was our producer. We've had fun, and I hope you have too. Covenant Christian wins on Warriors Volleyball TV, powered by Indiana SRN.